Alright guys, I'm going ahead and I'm gonna do a video for tonight, based on a fantasy idea about WrestleMania 31. Now, we all know what the news is going behind the scenes about what's happening in the main event for Brock Lesnar's world title. But let's think about this. You know, we got Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns in it. But let's think about this. We don't know exactly what's going to happen for Fastlane. They're trying to figure out the best way to add them both in this and how to finish Fastlane up. Personally, if you think about it, the best guy to go with is Seth Rollins interfering and getting them both disqualified. Then, at that point, that would put both of them in there, but then with Seth Rollins being part of Triple H's group, you go ahead and you put him in the main event, you got a fatal four-way match for the World Heavyweight title. This leaves a whole lot of different intriguing ideas of what they could do, possibilities, and personally, in my opinion, I wouldn't come up with any idea or finish for this until several hours before WrestleMania's pay-per-view starts. Reason why for this is prime example. Look at Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker last year. Everybody expected The Undertaker to win that match because his streak everybody expected him to end his career with the streak intact, and he didn't. Vince went in with a different idea 3 hours before the event was supposed to start. Well, do the same thing here, leave the fans a little bit intrigued, don't know exactly what's going to happen. Maybe not the same shock value as like Undertaker's losing his streak, but still somewhat shocking. I mean, you don't get to know exactly what happened until it happens. And personally, I feel that would be the best idea to go with, because it leaves you kind of feeling like, hey, I don't know what's going on here, but let's check it out. The last several WrestleManias, it's been kind of predictable in the main events. I mean, you expected Daniel Bryan last year to win because you heard news about that. You knew for a fact John Cena was going to win WrestleMania 29 because The Rock was the champion going into the pay-per-view, and he wasn't even a full-time wrestler. 28, you had Rock and John Cena again in a regular match. That was pretty obvious that either Rock or John Cena was going to win. If Rock won, they'd have Rock and John Cena 2 again. Even though that was very bad advertising and false advertising for that matter. But that's not here or there. I'm not going to go further back into other WrestleManias and their main events. But in this case right now, if you went ahead and went a fatal four-way, didn't really come up with an idea of a finish until like several hours of the show, that would be the best thing to go with. That really would be the best thing, because if you think about it, as you, the audience, or as all of us as the audience, and me being a fan, and people that are watching this video, I mean, wouldn't you want to be surprised? Wouldn't you want to not know what's going to happen for the results of this match? I personally think you get 4 guys into this match, you're going to leave yourself thinking, well, we know Brock Lesnar might not retain the championship, but you have Seth Rollins, you got Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, and you talk about those 3 guys specifically, excluding Brock Lesnar of all of it, you got a pretty intriguing idea. One, you got Seth Rollins as a guy who's built up into a main event heel character, who's been doing a fantastic job in the last couple of months since he got the authority back. Thank God, finally, that was over with. That was pretty annoying and dumb as shit. But what are you going to do? That's what WWE wanted to go with. But getting off track there, going back to what I was saying, you know, he's been building up the last few months into a really good heel character. He's got the wrestling skill, no doubt about it. He's definitely a good wrestler. He proved it with Daniel Bryan in that qualifying match, the Fastlane, to face Roman Reigns was trying to think here, February 2nd. Yeah, that's correct. February 2nd, he did have a great match with Daniel Bryan. It was fantastic. 5-star match all the way. And, you know, it was very entertaining to watch, and seeing him being in a main event with those three other men like Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan is going to be very interesting, because also on top of it, we haven't seen Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins face each other yet. They were supposed to at Night of Champions. They didn't because of Roman Reigns getting a hernia injury. Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins have proven once again they are one of the best wrestlers in the company, and they can put on a hell of a show if you put them one-on-one against each other in that fatal four-way if you were to have that. And, man, Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, no words to be said about that. You watched the Royal Rumble 2015, the only thing worthy of watching was those two guys wrestling against each other with John Cena added to the mix. Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins freaking stole the show in that whole match. John Cena kind of was in it, kind of not, but that's not here or there. The point is, Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins were really showing some good chemistry against each other and was very entertaining. And then you got, Daniel Bryan, of course, nothing to be said about him. He's proven himself as being a main eventer. He can put on a hell of a show. He did it last year at WrestleMania 30. So there's nothing to be said about him. Everyone knows about it. Brock Lesnar, what is there to say about him? He's a freaking beast. He can prove it. He proves it every time he's in that ring. Unfortunately, I wish he was there a little bit more often to promote matches and have month-to-month pay-per-view title defenses. But that's what Vince McMahon and WWE want to go with, so whoopee for them. Who cares? When he does show up, it's well worth the watch anyway. And then you go ahead and you have Roman Reigns, a guy that really, out of the whole bunch, has to prove himself the most. And personally, if you think about it, if he could go ahead and have a really good match with these three guys, with all these guys around him, and stand out as one of the good wrestlers with these guys, the fans would respect him a whole lot more. That would mean a lot more hard work. That would mean a whole lot more, being involved in the matches, unlike he's been in the last couple of weeks with this tag team he's doing with Daniel Bryan. And, the other thing is that his wrestling skills. He's got the tools to be something, but it just seems like he's not trying hard enough. He's not putting enough effort. He's not showing the audience that he cares enough to want to be that star. It's just being given to him. He's not working for it, like a lot of other people have said on YouTube. And I'm not the only one. I'm very certain you guys have heard other people say this. He has not worked hard enough to earn that spot yet. He's just there. He's got the look. He's got some muscles, and he spears pretty well. I like the Superman punch. It's unique, different. I don't see too many guys do it outside of AJ Styles with his flying elbow. But I mean, not too many guys have used a Superman punch in WWE. It's mostly used in UFC fighting. But overall, the rest of his moveset is not that great. It's really kind of dull, boring. It's just not something the fans can get behind. So if you're going to go ahead and push the man, make the man go ahead and learn some new moves to his repertoire. You're going to go ahead and do that, you might as well get him to make him believable that he knows how to wrestle. I mean, John Cena, yeah, he went ahead. He started out crappy. He wasn't that good of a wrestler. And, he worked his way up. I mean, he didn't instantly, become main eventer overnight, over 1 year or something. He really had a lot of fan base behind him. When he had the title, though, a couple of months later, he had fans booing him, which was very odd to me. I thought it was kind of strange, but, there's fans that hate him, fans love him. I'm a fan that likes him. Boo me, I don't care. I like John Cena. I think he's a good wrestler. He's not the best. No way in hell is he the best, but he's a good entertainer and he puts on a decent show. I don't hear anyone boo Hulk Hogan. He can't wrestle for crap. And I don't really like the man personally, but I like Hulk Hogan's character overall. But as a person, I don't like him, and I'm not going to get into those kinds of things. But reality is reality. If Roman Reigns can go ahead and prove to the audience, us, the people that watch this crap, and go ahead and put our time and watching it, put on a good show. Go ahead and show against Daniel Bryan. You've learned some new wrestling moves. Put it in the match and display it. Not freaking go ahead and just spear someone or Superman punch him and Samoan drop him. Do other moves. Do a suplex. Do a freaking whatever, you know? A arm drag. I mean, come on, man. You're supposed to be a wrestler. Yes, you are an entertainer to be real here and everything, but you're also a wrestler. And show that you have wrestling capability. If not, people are not going to be behind this character. So, what are you going to do? I mean, just put more wrestling moves in it. It's that simple. There's nothing too difficult about this whole thing. Once he can learn how to be a wrestler instead of just doing the same couple of moves over and over again, people will be behind his character. I used to be, but the last couple of months and then his return, I've just kind of, like, I don't believe in him. I can't support the guy. I don't think the guy is that great as he's supposedly put out to be. But that's pretty much it. And reality is reality. I think that would be a great match, not discrediting the idea of what they've already originally came up with. I think that is a fantastic idea, but Seth Rollins would be a perfect add-in to it, because how are they going to figure out how to finish Fastlane in a proper manner where it makes sense outside of having a double DQ or a double? They could do a double count out, but a double DQ would make more sense. I mean, it would leave more controversy, which leads to more changes to the main event match of WrestleMania and gives Seth Rollins a match. I haven't heard anything about Randy Orton. He pretty much at this point, if you're not going to bring him up at this point, you might as well go ahead and have him show up after WrestleMania. Because right now, he hasn't even made an appearance yet. But that's not here or there. Overall, I think what they got right now is good, but I think they could even improve on that even more, adding Seth Rollins to the group and making it a fatal four-way and make it a whole lot more interesting. Plus, also not giving, the guys behind the scenes information to pass along to us as the audience. Keep it as a secret. Don't have a clue. Don't make any plans of how you're going to finish it. Make the plan a couple hours before the event starts. And you might actually have a good show. But, hey, I could be wrong, I could be right. Let me know what you guys think once you watch the video and give me some ideas of what you think of what I had to say. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.